So let's start. So today we are going to cover AWS EKS Cluster Setup using eksctl. So we will check what is the eksctl. So EKS is an elastic Kubernetes service and is fully managed by AWS. So fully management. So AWS manages only its control plane or master node. So EKSctl, so EKSctl is a tool or package by View network, that it is a network plugin. So by View, and now EKS is fully supported by AWS. So this is about the EKS. So it is managed service by AWS. Then what is the difference between the KOPS and EKS? So let's see. So EKS is managed by AWS. Then KOPS is self-managed. This is a major difference. Then EKS has its cost, means $144 per month. Then KOPS free. Okay. Then plus here EKS, then we will create here worker node. So nodes will get the charges. Here also we create a node which is chargeable. Then so here $144 per month. So here we can save in KOPS, we can save the $144 per month if we use a KOPS. So some project we can achieve the same steps or same whatever we want to achieve. So this is all supports in the, so in KOPS we can also, KOPS is production ready. We can use a production. EKS also production. We can use EKS for production. Then other difference is here EKSctl uses cloud formation to create all the resource. like VPC, all these things. We will see what it creates. So here we have the auto scaling group. Auto scaling our targets. Okay, that is a major difference between KOPS. There are other feature. Then we will see the prerequisite. So what prerequisite we required? So we have to install eksctl plugin or package. Then I am user with permission. Then kubectl. Then AWS CLI. So this we need to set up the EKS cluster. So let's start to create the EKS cluster on AWS using the eksctl. So one more thing, ways to create EKS cluster in AWS. So first one is using eksctl. Second is using AWS management console. And third one is AWS EKS command line. Okay. So in this step, in the second and third step, we have to create a manually resources. So here we have to create dedicated VPC, all these things. Okay, VPC, NAT gateway, then IG, then SG, all these things. Here also same. So in EKSQL, it's like a COPS. It take care everything in the background. Just we have to run the prerequisite and run this command EKS create cluster. Yesterday we have seen that POPs create cluster. Here you will use the EKS create cluster. So it will create a cluster. So let's start. So let's understand EKS CTL in more detail. So EKS is the official CLI for Amazon EKS. So first it is developed by the View Network, ViewWorks. Now it is fully supported by the AWS. So eksctl is a simple CLI tool for creating cluster on EKS. So Amazon new managed Kubernetes service for EC2. It is written in Go and uses cloud formation. So we can create a cluster in minute with just one command eksctl create a cluster, and we have to give the parameters. Okay. So here we have the instruction. All the instruction I have copied in my notepad. So let's understand AWS EKS by going AWS official guide. So before creating any environment in our organization at the DevOps engineer, first you have to understand its latest version, all these things. So here we need a kubectl. Here we have given the official guide. Okay, prerequisite kubectl eksctl, then required IAM permission. Then it uses the IAM role service link with AWS cloud formation and VPC and related resource. So here we also managed nodes. So for now we are not going to use managed node. It's managed by the AWS. So just we will use free tier only. So here all the instruction is given to delete, create all these things. And also so how it works, and pricing also here is given, and in more detail you can search on internet difference between EKS and KOPS. So in our case, we are using the both cluster EKS and KOPS, and those are working in a production without any downtime. Okay, with all the features. So how little you will get here. Okay. So difference between you can go through it. Okay, no problem. You can go all this. You can read the whole documentation about this difference between. So let's start to create a EKS cluster. So first, like a KOPS, we have to create a management node which act as a bastion or SSS tunnel for the EKS cluster. So first, let's create a one EC2 instance. Click on launch instance. Okay, let me delete this one. Let's launch instance. Let's select Ubuntu server 20.04.
Yes, yes, yes. Here only I'm asking. You can select go for normal Ubuntu server also, right? Here, little bit to go back.
Yes.
You can type Ubuntu over there in search button. Ubuntu.
There are a lot of optional 20,
This,
18, 16, anything. So let's finish 20. That's why I'm selecting here.
okay, the volume should be SSD. That one only we need to take, right?
Yes, SSD volume type.
Okay, fine.
You can check. So latest version is 20. So always you should use latest version, and it is a stable. So LTS means latest stable. So let's select Ubuntu 20. So free tier is enough. So let's click on configure instance details. So here I'm selecting the default VPC. Next, add the storage. Here also we have the volume type like SSD, GP2, GP3, IO, and standard, all these things. So just for this session, this is enough. So next click on tag, which are optional, then configure security group. Let's select the existing security group. then default security group, then click on review and launch and click on launch. Then select the key pair. Then click on launch instance. Then click on view instance.
Shivadas, here we are not attaching any elastic IP for this one public IP.
Okay, because after this session, I'm going to release these environments. That's why I'm not using elastic IP.
In real time, we need to attach elastic IP, right?
Yes, in the real time, yes. So whenever you restart anything, the IP will changes. You have to use the elastic IPs.
So yesterday's class also KOPS also we need to attach elastic IP, right?
Elastic IP for only for management node.
Management node. We need to for yesterday's class also for that instance we need to attach elastic IP, right?
Yes. Okay, for now, let's attach elastic IP. I will show you. So here we can go left side elastic IPs. So it will chargeable. So but it is fixed. Then click on allocate elastic IP. Then let's select the Amazon pool IP vPro address. Then click on allocate. Okay, so one IP we got. Then click on action. Then allocate elastic IP address. So it asks for the resource type instance or network interface. We have the instance. So let's select one instance that is running. Then private IP address it will show. Then click on associate. So 3108. So let's see whether it got elastic IP. So we got elastic IP, which will not change. So let's connect using this elastic IP. Let's connect to this EC2 instance. So let's increase the font size. Default username is Ubuntu. Let's update the system packages using sudo apt-get. So here I have the instruction I have copied from the AWS official site and this EKS site. So first requirement is to install the EKS tool or package on that management door or SSH panel. So let's download this and configure this EKS on Ubuntu instance. Then configure the eksctl. Then let's check the eksctl version. Command is eksctl version. So latest version is 0.54. Here also in official guide, they have shown in AWS also, they have mentioned 0.54. Okay, you can check that. So next if you want to check the all the command line for this EKS EKS. So here we have the commands. So to check the all the commands, command is eksctl -help. Here you will get all the commands. So like eksctl associate, create, delete, enable, get, help. If you want to auto scale, command is scale. You have to give the minimum and maximum. But that we are going to cover in the auto scaling session. So in using command line, you can do the using the scale command, then update, upgrade, version, all these commands you will get here. Then if you want to check that what are the different options available for this eksctl create cluster. So let's run this command to explore on the create cluster. Here we have the parameter. What parameter we have to give? Like yesterday, we have given the parameter like kops create cluster cloud, like this. Cloud equal to AWS. Like this, we have the option EKS create cluster. Here we can give the name. It should be in a string, then tag, the region, in which region we have to create a cluster, then zone, version, then install, then so in KOPS, we have the instance group. In EKS, we have the node group. So here it will showing the node security group. Then we can attach the SSH public IP, volume, all this. These are the advanced commands. These commands we can use as per the project requirement. So you can check here all the syntax of the each parameter. So here they have categorized this VPC networking flag, instance selectors, AWS client flag, all these things. Also, you can use this also command. This command also EKS create cluster command help. It will show the same output. Next, to interact with the AWS, we have to install the AWS CLI. Then also to check the all the nodes and command line interface for the Kubernetes, we have to install the kubectl. So let's install the kubectl on the Ubuntu. Then add the apt repo for kubectl. Then update the system packages. Then let's install the kubectl using apt. Then we have to install the AWS CLI. So let's install the latest AWS CLI, which is version 2. Then let's install the unzip package. Then unzip the AWS CLI setup. Then configure the AWS CLI or install. Okay, you can check the AWS CLI version using this command. So we have configured the eksctl, kubectl, and AWS CLI. So then we have to get IAM user. So as per the official documentation. So let's log into the AWS, then search for IAM, then you will be redirected to the IAM dashboard. Then click on users. So let's create one new user. Let's give the username for now EKS. Then for now we need only programmatic access. Then click on permission. Then click on attach existing policy. So for this user, let's give the administration access. Let's click on next. So tags are optional. And then click on review. Let's review your user. Then click on create user. Then let's download this access key and secret access key. So here you can also see this access key. This is first time it will show. So let's configure the AWS IAM user with using the AWS CLI. Command is AWS configure. It will ask for the access key. This is our access key. Then secret access key is here. Or you can download from copy from that. Then region name is AP South 1. I am using AP South 1. So let's check your region. When you create your cluster, you have to check your version. AP South -1, that is Mumbai location. Default format is JSON. Let's skip this format. So we have configured the IAM user using the AWS CLI. So all the prerequisite we have done. So next let's create a EKS cluster. So command is EKS create cluster --name. So all the parameter I have taken from that AWS EKS cluster command -f -help. So -name equal to, this is cluster name, EKS cluster name. We are giving the demo-EKS cluster. Region, for now I'm creating AP South 1. Latest version, latest stable version of Kubernetes cluster 1.9. Here you can check if you want to check. So let's log into the, already we have seen that we can create the EKS cluster using the 3 different ways. One more way that using the management console. So let's check the, for now let's check the version of the version supported by the EKS. So for now here demo EKS. So here you can check the version. Okay, so it is now, okay, last week it was showing the 1.19, which was default. So now it is showing 1.20. So let's select 1.20. Then let's select the node group. There in KOPS, we have the instance group. Here we have the node group, that is a worker node. So here we are in the Linux nodes. Then node type, for now, this is just demo cluster. We are using T2 micro. So here we can check the instance type. Instance type. So T2 micro. Okay, which has only 1 CPU, 1 GB RAM. That is enough for the demo. Node type T2 micro. How much node we want? That is a nodes. And for now, we are selecting the only 2 node. So let's copy this command and run. Okay, so here all the required components and required configuration it is creating. eksctl version 0.54.0, then using region AP South 1, then it is created subnet and IP range, it is selected automatically. Then node group is Linux node, then Kubernetes version 1.2, then creating the EKS cluster. So it is saying that, as we said, that it uses the cloud formation stack for cluster itself. Okay, so here it will configure everything. So we'll check. So to set up the EKS cluster, it will take the 15 to 20 minutes. As we seen that kubeadm takes minimum 4 minutes, KOPS take 10 minutes, and EKS cluster will take 15 to 20 minutes. So let's go to the AWS console and we will see is it creating background, all the resource is it creating in the background or not. So here let's go to the cloud formation. So eksctl uses the cloud formation. It is the configuration management tool for the AWS, like Ansible. Or Ansible is a configuration management, Terraform is orchestration. We can use both as cloud formation. So here we can see that EKS demo, EKS cluster create in progress. So let's go to inside into it. So here create in progress, it is cluster name, version, all these things you can see here. Let's go to the event. Here we can see the what components or required things it is configuring. So it is configuring the route table, which is complete. Then control plane is in progress. Then policy. So it takes care everything in the background. Then public subnet, all these things. VPC gateway, policy CloudWatch, ingress, service role, VPC. So it will take 15 to 20 minutes to complete this. We have to wait. So all these things, so EKS cluster is taking care in the background. So let's select, go to the VPC, whether it is created new VPC or not. So in production environment, we should means we use the dedicated VPC for per environment, or we can club the more than one environment to the one VPC. So depend upon your organization requirement. So here we can see that eksctl created the VPC on the cluster name. Let's go to inside the VPC. So here we can check all the create subnet is created, all these rules, then route tables. Then let's check the security group. So all it is in progress. Then let's select the NAT gateway or internet gateway. Okay, internet gateway is there. Let's select the NAT gateway also, it's created. So all the required resources and networking components and cluster components, it's take care. 1 minute. So all is in progress, so we can check here. So all is in progress, so let's wait for the 15-20 minutes. So let's go to the next topic. Okay, now our cluster is ready. EKS cluster demo cluster is, you can say, check that node is ready, cluster is ready. So let's run command is kubectl get nodes. Okay, here we have the two nodes are running. Then we can describe kubectl describe node, then node name. So all the in detail information we can get here. As we have seen that we can create a pod using the kubectl. Let's create a one sample pod. Okay, let's check whether pod is exist or not. Command is kubectl get pods. No pods are running in default namespace. To check namespace, we have the separate session on the namespace. For just let's for now let's check namespace. So command is kubectl get name spaces. So Kubernetes has the three namespace. It is created by the EKS default public kube system that we are going to cover in details in the next session. And you can use a short form command kubectl get ns. To check the deployment, command is kubectl get deployment or get deploy. Nothing is there. To check the service, command is kubectl get svc. Okay, so Kubernetes has one cluster IP, so that given the range. So now there is no pod is running, so let's create a one pod using the kubectl command. So kubectl run nginx pod is pod name and hyphen image. It pulled the image from the Docker hub. Okay, pod is created. Let's check pod. Command is kubectl get pods. Okay, the first phase is container creating or pending state. Then let's check next phase. Then state is changed. Now it's running. To describe the pod, command is kubectl describe pod, then pod name. All the details we can get here. Name is nginx pod, by default it deployed in the default namespace. Then we have the labels. Then running, it get one IP address assigned by one IP address from this range. Then container ID, it got one container ID. Then also we have seen that it gets one UID. Image is nginx. Then we got the image ID. Then state is running, also in ready state. That then mount, it said the one service account is created. Then so here all the state we can miss phases. First is assign the scheduler, it get assigned a scheduler. Okay, default scheduler. Then pull the image, then successfully pulled, then created container, then started. This phase we can see. If something is failed, you can check here where it gone wrong.
We can add containers to pod nodes. Judas, how we can add?
Okay, I will show you. In pods, let's edit pod, kubectl, edit pod, then pod name. So here you will see the image. Okay, if you want to check another image, means container, means it create the first, it pull the image, then it create the container that we have already seen the event. So first scheduler, then image pull, then creating container, then creating the pod. If you want to another image, so here we can check the Docker images. So Apache Docker images. So it pull from the Docker hub. Then let's check this HTTPD image. So command is HTTPD. So just we need this HTTPD name. Then we can check the image name here. Then let's save this. So image is changed. So that's way we can describe here. Describe pod, then pod name. So here pulling image HTTPD. Okay, now we have given this name. That's why it's showing. So previously it was pulling pull nginx. Now it is pull image HTTPD.
We can add it, right? One or two images, Nginx along with HTTP as well.
Yes, that is the concept of creating the multi-container pod that we will see in the next session. Multi-container pod.
Okay. Okay.
Suppose in production, suppose something that if we deployed the application microservice and he created the pod and developer said that my application is not running or something is status there and he want to check the log. So command to check the log, you can check command is kubectl logs, then pod name, all the code error, all these things it will show here, and you can paste that log into share your that log to your developer that this is your problem, code problem, all these things it will show here. Okay, so like this it will show all the logs here. So we will see in the next when we next session we will create a one small Docker file for the Node.js and we'll deploy into the AWS ECR. We'll pull here so that we will check. But to check the logs of pod, command is kubectl logs and pod name. So this is all about the today's session. We set up the EKS cluster on AWS using the eksctl. Then we have checked the advanced level of Kubernetes pod and all the phases and all these things. So let's delete this EKS cluster. Command is same like KOPS. So here EKS delete cluster and demo EKS cluster. Let's run this.
In real time, we will create a pods by using Docker file only, no, Devdas?
Yes.
Okay.
So as I said that in the real-time scenario, in first session, we have seen that I have shown you just one e-commerce diagram. So each microservice, we have to create a Docker file. Then we have to build the Docker image. Then it will push to the registry. Then from the registry, it will pull in the deployment create that we have seen that deployment create replica set pod, then container.
Okay.